There are so many steps to making a cake: baking, assembling, frosting, decorating, and sometimes it's just not possible to fit all of that into the day before an occasion or event. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a cake in advance, storing it for days, weeks, or months without sacrificing the flavour or the appearance. After finishing your cake, put the whole cake into the freezer. Make sure there's a big enough flat space so that the cake is level and doesn't have anything touching it around the sides. Leave it in the freezer for 1 hour like this. Meanwhile, lay out 4 pieces of plastic wrap, saran wrap or cling film. Make an asterisk shape, crossing the pieces over opposite each other so that they all overlap in the middle. After an hour, take your cake out of the freezer and place it in the middle of all of this plastic wrap. If you touch the frosting, it will be cold and very firm, not sticky, and this coldness will protect the frosted cake. Fold each piece of the plastic wrap over the cake, and the reason for using so many pieces is because the cake needs to be completely sealed, so that none of the moisture of the freezer can get to it. If the cake isn't sealed properly, condensation droplets will form on the outside of the frosting, which will make the colours of that frosting and the decorations run. And that can also change the flavour of your frosting. Now this cake can go back in the freezer for up to 2 months. The hour that you left the cake unwrapped in the freezer isn't long enough for any moisture in the freezer to cling to the cake or affect it. 24 hours before serving the cake, take it out of the freezer and, very important, move it to the fridge. Then, 2 to 4 hours before serving it, take it out and put it on the counter or table. That last step is essential because if you move a cake straight from the freezer to room temperature, you'll get condensation droplets all over the outside of the frosting, which will cause the colours to run and stain, which is what happened after moving this cake from the freezer to room temperature without the fridge step in the middle, to let the cake thaw gradually. Leave the plastic wrap on the cake for 30 minutes to an hour after taking it out of the fridge, which will prevent condensation as the cake warms up to room temperature. When you unwrap it, since it's only been out of the fridge for a short time, the frosting will still be firm, so you won't damage it as you peel the plastic wrap off. At this point, you can do any touch-ups, like this piped line up here, which I must have knocked in the freezer. Now the cake is ready to transport or serve. I hope this tutorial has been useful. For more tips and tricks and hundreds of cake decorating techniques and designs, visit my cake school on BritishGirlBakes.com. Thanks for watching.